Hello everybody, this is Carla, and this time I'm here to do a review for episode 16 of season 2 of Scorpion. This episode is titled Fractured, and I have to admit that when I started watching this episode, I thought this was going to be one of those episodes where they just make up some random conflict that totally didn't need to happen in the grand scope of character arcs. They just make it up out of the blue for this episode, split the group apart, play it for laughs, and resolve it, and it would be totally inconsequential. And in a sense it was, but it was also actually kind of fun. I'm actually surprised by how much I liked this episode by the time the end credits rolled around. Initially I thought the Walter and Toby thing was really contrived. I was like, come on, they were getting along, they have everything, they're doing well, there's been progress, don't just go a step back just because you need something to happen in this episode, especially when they went in with the therapist thing, and I'm like, come on, Paige cannot be that stupid as to send them to that crook. Let's face it, okay? She knows she's dealing with geniuses. Was she really trying to get them to, to actually listen to this man who got his BS online? Let's face it, she knew they wouldn't. I mean, she had to know. So from that point on, I was like, really? Are they really going to do this? And now they're going to argue the entire episode, and it's just going to be noise, and it's not going to make any sense because their friends are getting along, so why would this happen now? So in the end, I was very resistant to the entire thing, but it kept winning me over. I know that for a city that's as used to, seismic movements as Los Angeles is, Southern California is, San Andreas is right there, okay? You should be used to and prepared for earthquakes. Obviously, a big one, you never know what's going to happen, but I would expect, their gas pipes to be slightly better protected than this episode made it seem. So yeah, obviously, on this whole thing about it being like an A-bomb level boom underneath Koreatown, and that was kind of, that's where they pushed it too far for me. But I did enjoy when they split up. I enjoyed, first of all, Sylvester and Rolf, basically, they need to spend every episode together, okay? Because I love them so much. They were perfection. I can't even say how perfect they were. They were great. As usual, I love it when Rolf is actually being helpful. And, even though I don't condone letting a 10-year-old drive a truck, it's, for the sake of the plot, I really liked it. And I like that he's, he tries to help. And I like him being paired with Sylvester because Sylvester trusts him. Sylvester doesn't think of him as a child necessarily. Obviously he knows he's a child and he has to take care of him. But at the same time, Sly knows he's mature enough to grasp a lot of things. Particularly because Sly himself is a little immature. So, when he's trying to get him to, use swimming wings and stuff like that, it's not because, oh, hey, you're a little kid, here, take it. No, it's because Sly would use them himself if he could. So, that's, if he could get away with it, he would use all that stuff. And this episode kind of demonstrated all that for me, because I think they match on a very good level when it comes to both intellect and also kind of, their way of seeing the world. I think it's very interesting, and I really, really love that. The whole thing with the car, they could have done that faster. Yes, they had to pile up. I get it. It is a scientific fact that surely that thing would have blown up a long time ago, or they would have gotten electrocuted a long time ago, and they had to find a way to get them out of there. Sure. But it just seemed like they took a heck of a long time to pile up those tires, it's like, and then all of a sudden there's an oil leak, and then all of a sudden the car starts on fire, and I'm like, yeah, but you could have gotten them out a lot faster, man. Maybe I'm just asking too much of them, but I thought they kind of stretched that one out. I still liked it though, even though it's like, if we don't get them out of here, it's going to go up in flames, and the the smoke will kill them. They will die from smoke inhalation. I'm like, you can't get a fan or something and just push the smoke the other way. It's like, aren't you geniuses? So I really did feel like that one they stretched for dramatic effect, and it was kind of obvious. Because, okay, yeah, you don't want the car to blow up. That would be bad, but at the same time, then don't tell me the smoke inhalation is going to kill them. If there are ways around that. I mean, it's an open car. It's not like you're locked in a box or something. So I did think that one they kind of stretched a little bit too long, but I like that they still were able to, like, each use their own specialties. I like that Happy kind of pulled a Sylvester in a way. She was like all about geometry and stuff like that. Cave got to shoot stuff, even though he wasn't killing anyone. So, and push the tires and stuff like that. And Paige, man, Paige is badass. See, when they use her right, she can be awesome. I mean, come on. She went into that car herself. This is a woman who has a kid waiting for her. And she was like, nope, LA needs geniuses right now, so you two stay, I'm going. I'm like, she is badass. I love that. See, they need to do that with Paige every episode, because she can be really awesome when she sets her mind to it. And I love that she can be that and then be like the typical concerned parent who is overprotective and won't let her kid go to the beach. It's kind of adorable in a way, and I think she's so great. I was really proud of Paige in this episode. As for the Walter Toby thing, again, I didn't really like it for the most part. It's like, let's go downtown, and they spent the entire episode just getting to downtown to like that one point, and then like 5 minutes after, it's like, oh, we got here, oh wait, we're too late. And I'm like, really? I had to sit through all these arguments just for this, really? But then they made it better in the end, because really the ending of this episode kind of turned me around more than anything. Let's face it. You want to make me happy? You give me Happy and Toby scenes, okay? That's all I want at this point. But even before that, when I like that Walter recognizes that there's a progression to be made for him. I think that's very important for him. And basically everything I've been saying since season 1 is that you don't necessarily have to change who you are, but you do have to learn and try to interact with other people. You can't just live on your own. And Walter has gone through a lot to understand that, and he's making progress. He's admitted that he cares about people. He's admitted that he needs help in trying to connect with other people. He's admitted that he feels lonely, and I like that in this one, even though it starts off as this petty argument about Kramer. He eventually does admit that, even though he doesn't know what he did wrong, he doesn't want it to go on. He wants to have his friend back like normal. And that was, for me, that was pretty huge, So when he goes to see Toby and admits all of this, and Toby's like, man, damn it, I feel so guilty now. We all knew, because he hadn't said anything. We all already knew that, no, there was something wrong with Toby. It wasn't anything Walter did. It was pretty clear from a while ago. But then Toby's like, damn it! And then he's like, yeah, I have to sabotage myself because I'm just ridiculously happy and I don't know how to deal with that. So I start snapping at my boss because I can, So I thought that was pretty interesting. Even though, again, in the grand scheme of things, it's like a detour. It's like, no, this argument that they had in this episode is not going to affect the trajectory of the season or anything, but it was cute. I thought it was really cute. And it's something I can see because Toby's a psychiatrist. It's something you can see him, realizing and being like, okay, I'm going to admit this now because I have no other choice. But he sees it. And then Walter leaves, and then there's a scene with Happy and Toby, and I melt. And I loved it. And I'm so happy. They're so adorable. I love them. So, yeah, I mean, I think this episode, for this kind of typical, natural disaster kind of episode, I thought they did a good thing splitting them up and kind of playing to each other's strengths. Maybe the Toby Walter thing, where they didn't actually do much of anything in the entire episode, and their whole therapy thing and the song and stuff was taken for, pure comic relief and stuff. That part I didn't like, but the rest of it I liked. I think they used the characters well. I think Sly and Ralph need to be a team forever. I would watch a spin-off with those two by themselves. Like, I love them. And in the end, it actually did have a nice, kind of heart to it that I wasn't expecting at the beginning. So I did enjoy it. It was really fun. It made me laugh. I liked this episode. It was really fun. That's about as much as I can say now. I don't know where it takes us because it felt like a filler. Really, it was like zero consequence to anything, any of the overarching plot lines that might be in development here. It really does seem like zero progress on that. It doesn't seem related at all, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I laughed, I liked it, so good job. I mean, I feel better about this than I did about the last one. So yeah, that's about it from me. As usual, be sure to visit our website, thegeekypub.com. We not only have reviews for the previous episodes of Scorpion, but we also have reviews for other TV shows, books, movies, games. We have a ton of stuff in there, so be sure to visit. Check it out, browse around, you'll find something you like, I'm sure of it. And also, remember, if you would like to be notified as soon as possible whenever we upload a new review, then you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel right below this frame somewhere, because that's usually where the reviews go up first. Most of the time before they hit the website, they are up on YouTube, so subscribing will let you know as soon as possible whenever something new is available. And that's it. I'll see you guys in our next review. Bye.